Hey, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, episode 74. So we can talk about SummerSlam today. So live on Skype, we've got Brandon.
Hello.
And we got Josh.
Hi.
So we're going to talk about the Fallout. We got Cesaro, RVD on the pre-show. Did anybody bother watching it?
I did not see this match, but I know that Rob Van Dam ended up picking up the victory.
I didn't think it was a bad match. It was kind of predictable with the way Cesaro's being booked lately. So, but it wasn't. I don't think it was a terrible match. It might not have been the best match either one has done in a while, but it's definitely not a bad match.
I think the reason the fans hate it is less about the match quality and more about the fact Cesaro's just jobbing out.
Well, if you didn't watch Raw last night, Cesaro ended up picking up a victory, so that was a bit surprising.
But then he loses the pre-show match to what has basically become a mid-card jobber. You never want a job to the jobbers. And RVD's on his way out as well, isn't he?
He appeared on Raw last night, so I'm not too sure what his status is, but I think he should take a bit time off and recoup and come back better, because his current run, he's been losing a lot, so maybe if he recoups his thoughts, maybe he'll come back better.
Okay, well, we'll move on to the first match. Probably the first surprise of the night, the IC title match.
Yeah, I thought that Dolph Ziggler was winning this match, but then thoughts got into my head. WWE isn't booking him that well. Well, over the past number of months, ever since Dolph Ziggler, he got tossed over the top rope by The Miz. The Miz set a fire in Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler got a fire in his eyes, and we saw a new attitude. We saw a lot more wins from Dolph Ziggler, and we just saw a new attitude from Dolph Ziggler. And to be honest, we shouldn't be too surprised he won the Intercontinental title.
Yes, we should be surprised that he won the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, the Miz had just freaking won it.
It's cursed, man. It's cursed.
And he goes and loses not only lost the first match he had while being the champion, but then goes and loses his first title defense. There was no reason for Ziggler winning this championship right now. But for some reason they decided we're going to put it on him and we're going to continue this feud.
Maybe they no longer like Miz?
I don't know if he is either after what the hell he wore last night.
That weird white roby type thing.
Yeah, it was. What I said that it was a circus tent from the circus he came from.
I don't know what it was trying to be, but it seems really weird that they'd just take the title off Miz so soon after they gave it to him, without a reason.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler has just been on a roll over the past number of weeks since Battleground.
Well, I was hoping that Miz would win the title back again last night, just so I could watch the internet burn.
Maybe they're favoring with the internet here and trying to put the titles on champions that they'll like, excluding the main event. Actually, I think they were quite happy at the main event too, because the other person didn't win.
Yeah, a lot of people were happy about that, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So maybe WWE are trying to please the internet with Ziggler's win there.
No, they're ribbing them. And ribbing them pretty well. They've been doing that for the last several weeks on Raw.
So they'll give the title to Ziggler just to make him even worse off than before he had the title.
Yeah.
Just to annoy the internet.
I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that this is going to be a good Intercontinental title run for Dolph Ziggler.
Good luck. I'm doing a thumbs
Nobody
up.
had a good Intercontinental title run.
Well, Barrett, he had a very good reign until he had an unfortunate injury.
Nobody has had a good title run with that title since the white belt was reintroduced.
Well, Cody Rhodes, he had a good run with the title. Wade Barrett, he had a good run with the title twice, but the last time, unfortunately, it was ended by an injury.
I wouldn't call losing at WrestleMania and then regaining the title the next day a good run.
That definitely was one of the weirder things that have happened with the IC title. But at least it's being defended, unlike the US title.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but Sheamus, he's going to have to defend his title at Night of Champions coming up.
You'd hope.
Unless he loses it beforehand.
That works as well. But we've seen them break the rules before, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure every year, every active title has been defended.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure there was a couple of Night of Champions a couple of years ago where there was a title that was not defended.
I'll Google it and we'll get back to it. But we'll jump into the Divas title match, the second surprise of the night.
To be honest, I think we should have seen this coming. But I saw AJ retaining here, but she obviously didn't. This was a big surprise to me because, I don't know, everyone thought that AJ was going to retain, and I thought that AJ was going to retain too. I don't really know how to explain this.
They let Paige run with the title again. That's how you explain it. It almost seems like AJ's trying to pass the crazy gimmick to Paige.
Yeah, Paige has gone a little bit on the cuckoo side because we see Paige attack AJ like week after week, and then after it, Paige is like, "Oh, you're okay, AJ. It was an accident." I'm not too sure it was an accident, Paige.
But maybe if Paige is going to take over as the resident crazy, AJ's going to move on to something else, maybe as a gimmick.
Yeah, in the past few weeks, we've seen AJ become sane. But on Raw last night, we saw AJ show a bit of her crazy side once again.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what's happening.
Yeah, I think this is just a clash of the crazy people. Even though AJ hasn't shown it as much, she's still nuts.
Okay, so we'll jump into our classic entrance theme. It's 1998, I think, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Josh probably picked it because it's an awesome song, more than the SummerSlam. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady, Brandon, Josh. So we saw what can only be classified, I'm sure, as a flag match.
Yeah, it looks like they went into the wrestling book of rules and ripped out a page, because to my understanding, a flag match is when there's two flags in one corner of the ring and another corner of the ring, and superstars have to fight to retrieve their own flag. But they kind of changed the rules, and they made this match a pinfall or submission disqualification match. And instead of having to retrieve a flag, you have to, after the match, if you win the match, you get your flag raised and the national anthem of your country played. So
They should have called the match an anthem match.
yeah, that would have made a lot more sense, because a flag match is not what we saw. And
So, a
as soon
regular
as-
match.
Yeah, as soon as Justin Roberts told us the stipulation of this match, I knew that Rusev was probably going to win this match, because I honestly don't see Rusev being pinned or made to submit for a very long time.
Yeah, it was really weird, the fact that you change the rule and the fact that Rusev already has his flag raised after every time he wins. It seemed
Yeah, so it's kind of like a normal match.
very downplayed in terms of, like, they were going for something big with it and then they changed their mind just to make it a blow-off match and just kill the feud.
To be honest, I think that this match would be better than a traditional flag match with flags hanging across the ring.
Was it?
I think it was a pretty good match, in my opinion.
And
Yeah,
in
they
Josh's?
both put on a good show. I enjoyed the match. I think, once you knew that there was no way that somebody had to lose the match in order for the match to end, you kind of really took out the surprise on who was going to win the match. Because under the normal rules of a flag match, Swagger could have won the match, but it would not hurt Rusev at all because he didn't get pinned or submitted. But I think the biggest thing that came from this match was Zeb Coulter getting knocked out.
Yeah, he almost got like super kicked in the head, but luckily it only hit his shoulder. But vicious.
So we writing Zeb Coulter off now?
I don't know. We didn't see him in the
Possibly.
Raw last night.
Possibly, or we're writing off the partnership of Swagger and Zeb, and Zeb's going to bring in, once he comes back in a couple of weeks, he's going to bring in somebody else to be a new Real American to try to take on Rusev.
That could make sense. Trying to think of who it could be, but it makes sense. Why don't we use that as how to bring Kurt Angle back? Problem solved.
Yeah, but there's a difference between Swagger and Angle. Angle doesn't need a mouthpiece. Jack Swagger does.
Swagger's promo last night was pretty good by himself.
Yeah, I think being with Zeb kind of helped Jack Swagger's mic skill abilities. It should, because Zeb Coulter's great on the microphone.
I also think that Swagger's finally being himself on the mic. I think he's a natural babyface. And I think that was always the problem with him being aligned as the way he was that he could never really truly be himself. And I think he's starting to be that.
I think it's a lot easier for the American hero gimmick to be a good guy than a bad guy.
Yeah, who would have known that a somewhat racist gimmick would be destined to be a good guy gimmick?
Yeah, we didn't understand why it was that way in the first place.
Well, we'll move on to the next match. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Lumberjack match.
To be honest,
was it really a Lumberjack match?
It was just crazy. I don't think it was a match. It was just crazy out there. There was brawls left and right, in the crowd, around the arena, everywhere.
I think
the Lumberjacks didn't do their job.
Brandon called this match correctly, but I think it's pretty damn close to being both of our predictions correctly. And
I knew Seth Rollins was going to win this match, but I had no idea how he was going to win this match. You have guys around the ring preventing people like Kane getting involved, but the people around the ring let Kane get involved.
Yeah, and my prediction almost came true as well.
They did. Your exact situation happened. It just didn't get turned into a no contest.
Yeah, they just didn't end the match. And
I'm pretty sure they were outside for longer than a 10 count, in which case my prediction came true.
Is there even a count out or disqualification? Because the referee just stood there when everyone stormed the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand what was going on when I was watching that. I'm like, where's the no contest? Where is it? That's exactly what happened 3 years ago.
You know where the
he called the match.
You know where the no contest is? It's on Dean Ambrose's film set. They had to end the match somewhat cleanly so that they could move on rather than leave it as a no contest while he buggers off and films his movie.
Yeah, I still think that Dean Ambrose with Seth Rollins is not over. After what happened at SummerSlam and last night on Raw, there's no way Dean Ambrose does not come back and attack Seth Rollins once again.
Yeah, we're going. I almost bet we'll see this match at Hell in a Cell in October.
In a cell?
And I would not be surprised if it was in the cell.
In the cell. In the cell.
I wouldn't be surprised, Tony.
So on that note, we'll jump into our current entrance theme. That's this year's SummerSlam theme, sung by Chris Jericho, or what was his other name? Some like
Fozzy.
No, he had like some name before they became a...
Mongoose McQueen.
Boom, by Mongoose McQueen, called Lights Go Out. And you're back with the Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady, Josh, Brandon. We'll jump in, Bray Wyatt, Chris Jericho. This time Wyatt picks up the win.
This was a brutal match under normal circumstances. Especially that Sister Abigail in the barricade.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt is definitely becoming a lot more of a monster.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt showed everybody that he does not need his disciples, Ronan Harper, by his side just to win a match.
Well, he showed that back at the Royal Rumble when he beat Daniel Bryan.
Mm.
So
Are we seeing a split between these guys, or maybe less of an affiliation?
I'm not too sure because I think that Rowan and Harper are still vital to Bray Wyatt. Because if it was just Bray Wyatt and John Cena back then, to be honest, I think John Cena would have won like all 2 or 3 of the matches they had. I think that Bray Wyatt still needs Rowan and Harper, despite winning this match without them.
yeah, it's, because they're still associating with them because of the whole they're because where the Wyatts have their own theme song now, but it's still branching off of what Wyatt does, and the fact that the crowd still does everything they do for Bray for Harper and Rowan.
Mm.
So I think they're still together. It's just they're trying to show that Bray doesn't need them as much as people think.
Okay, well, the next match had Brie taking on Stephanie McMahon, and the slightly obvious twist.
Yeah. I gotta admit, Steph looked good.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
she
everyone
was
admitted
really
that.
To be honest, I think she was better than half the Divas roster.
But honestly, you could see it coming. You knew Nikki was going to turn her back on Brie, and that happened.
The funny thing was, after the match, where they put the tweets that used that hashtag down the bottom, they actually put one of the tweets that said, "I called it, I knew Nikki would turn on her sister."
I think everybody knew it.
Except for the...
I actually did not know it because in my mind I couldn't think of a logical reason why a sister would turn on another sister. But then, as I thought about it and I thought about it, I realized that there's tons of reasons why Nikki would turn on her sister. Number 1, Brie left Nikki by quitting the company. Number 2, Brie has always focused on Daniel Bryan and hasn't really paid attention to Nikki Bella. And you know that if you watch the SummerSlam backstage pass. And number 3, Brie Bella is the one getting the spotlight, and that was shown because Brie got a SummerSlam match. So pretty much it's just jealousy and anger that led to this turn.
I think it also still boils down to one of them's Team Johnny and one of them's Team Teddy.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Horrible, horrible throwback there. And I see it more as the reason Nikki got beat down so much because of her sister. Her sister never came to help, and she just got fed up.
Yeah, Brie Bella quit the company, and to be honest, Brie probably thought it was harmless, but it really wasn't.
Okay, so we'll move on to the main event. Brock Lesnar, John Cena, the 20-minute match of a lifetime.
Yeah, it was
We just
20-minute
skipped the match.
squash.
Yeah, it was hyped up as the biggest match of the summer.
We just
It is
skipped the
a big matchup.
Josh?
What about Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns?
Oh, I skipped one. Well, Roman Reigns pretty much beat Orton quite easily.
It was
Yeah.
a really good match. It was a good match. And I think we further sell the solidification of Roman Reigns as a future star from that match. He's still got things he has to work on, but that's stuff that most people in his time and age would have to work on. So, but I think he's got the demeanor to be able to do that.
Yeah, this match started out really, really slow. At first, I thought it was going to be a boring match, but as the match went on, it became faster-paced and became more exciting, and I really enjoyed the match. And the ending of the match, it was pretty exciting. You saw Randy Orton hit Roman Reigns with an RKO as he was going for a spear. That was a really awesome moment, and I think it was
And he
a
also
really
hit
great
one when he
match.
was doing a Superman punch too.
Yeah, that was. I think this was a very underrated match, and I think it got outshined by other matches on the card.
Yeah, it seems when I'm looking online, all the things I'm seeing that people are saying about Reigns is what people were saying about Orton when he was first in there.
Minus going to the bathroom in Divas bags.
Minus that.
Yeah.
I'm also seeing a
Right.
lot of he's becoming the newest Super Cena with like 5 moves of doom.
Yeah. Reigns, I think, has the humility that his entire family has. So I think he's going to be a lot more. I want to say relaxed when it comes to stuff like what Orton went through. Orton was an asshole.
I'm sure we can say that.
If not, you can bleep me. I don't care.
Bleep!
But that's the truth.
Yeah. I think even he admits that now.
Right? He's still kind of one.
Shh. We don't want to anger people. We're going to get thousands of hate mail now from Randy Orton fans.
Alright, now we can move on to the final match.
Now we can go to Lesnar Cena. I just have the times up here. 11 seconds shorter than the Reigns Orton match. So technically not the biggest.
Yeah, this match felt like it was like 30 minutes long because the only thing we saw was German suplex after German suplex after German suplex on John Cena.
I think they said 16 at the end of the match.
Yeah, 16 of them.
Yeah, this is how Brock Lesnar should have been booked at Extreme Rules in 2012. This is so they're just 2.5 years late.
But this time he got the title.
Yeah, and that's something that makes me absolutely sick to my stomach. I hated The Rock as champion, but at least with The Rock, I knew he had the passion for the sport and that he actually loved WWE. Brock Lesnar loves money. That's all he cares about. And that just makes me sick.
Yeah, I said on like a wrestling site, I said that I'm kind of sick as well because there's people on the road like 300 days a year, and Brock Lesnar at the most is on the road 1 day of the week. If Brock Lesnar is going to be the champion for a while, I want him to work every Raw like every other talent does. And
Well, I got some bad news for you.
I've
but
got some
Paul Heyman
bad
said-
news.
Yeah, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. His next scheduled
Yeah.
appearance is not till September 15th, which is the Raw before Night of Champions.
Yeah, I think he'll make an appearance before then, because I think that John Cena kind of wants another piece of Brock Lesnar. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But Paul Heyman also gave a great reason why Brock Lesnar should not be a full-time performer, is because it's not going to become exclusive. If we see him like every week on Raw, every pay-per-view, every live event, it's not going to be as exclusive and as big as it would be if Brock Lesnar appeared every so often.
Okay, well,
It would be a special, I guess. I get that, but I still think the title should be defended on every pay-per-view.
I agree.
okay. Well, it's been great talking to both of you.
Great talking to you.
Hey, so I'll just recap you on a couple of things that have happened in New Zealand wrestling over the past few weeks. So one of our wrestlers, Ray Dean, who's wrestling over in Japan, was in Evolve 31. Sadly, he did get beaten, so I think he got knocked out of the tournament over there. We've also got Bad Luck Fale. He got knocked out of G1 Climax in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So not a very good week. And Link Barnett, I believe, also lost. We're having a good week. Yep, he got beaten at Wrestle Rampage Fallout. Luckily, Scarlett, when she went over to Australia, managed to retain. So there's a win for a New Zealander. We're doing good. So we've also got WPW's show they had, featuring an over-the-top battle royal as their main event. And somehow, some way, Dreamcatcher Phil Woodgate came out. I don't want to say there was some cheating, but there was definitely some cheating there. Yeah, he eliminated Ben Mana. The guy probably should have won there, you never know. And Rough Guts Roddy Gunn also retained his NZWPW championship against Ben Mana. So, you know, all's fair in love, war, and wrestling. So that's all we got time for this week. You can catch us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling R Radio. I'll see you next week.